Think we are there. All right, I think we're on. It was spiraling there for a minute. But anyway, hello everyone. This is Daryl Andrews, Coach D. I guess it's probably been about 2 months since I've done a live on these different streaming networks. And the primary reason why is when the pandemic lifted, we got really busy with travel. So I've literally almost pretty much been on the road nonstop for 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks now, and about to spend a few more weeks on the road. So it is great to be back here. I'll tell you something. When you're doing what you love to do, it's not even work. It really isn't. And I'm just honored and grateful that I get a chance to do what I love to do every day. And today I have a couple trainings that I'm doing virtually. And then again, I'm going to be doing some vacation time and then back to June, where every day we're doing some type of training or coaching or consulting with some company every single day. We're booked. So it looks like July is the same. So very exciting time period. Busy as all get out, but love it because we're making a difference all over the planet. And just wanted to take a moment and talk about something a framework we've been kind of working with here recently that's really designed to help people move various thoughts and ideas from ideas and thoughts to action. Okay. And most importantly, to sustained action over time, sustained action. And and so what we're going to be sharing, I'm not here to do a motivational speech. One of the challenges with who I am is a lot of people look at me, this motivational side of what I do, but most of our success is not just simply motivation, it's also strategy. Because many of you have heard me say multiple times that is motivation without information is simply a good conversation. If you're watching and agree with that, type something in the chat feature. I don't know if I'll be able to see you because for some reason Facebook is not allowing me to see on this end. I know LinkedIn typically is, but it is. So we want to go beyond just being motivated all the time. And let me tell you why. We become addicted to it. And people have a tendency now just to want to be motivated over and over and over and over and over again, which is fine. I mean, I get paid to motivate, so I'm not trying to downplay motivation. But what we need is a system. We need a strategy. We need something that's going to move the motivation to action that produces an outcome. Because if not, you just get motivated all the time. And that's not going to produce nothing but frustration at some point because you look up and realize, geez, I've been motivated, but what have I done with this? All right. Not to talk about my church folk, but we're notorious for that. It's constantly wanting to get that every week, wanting to get that and then go back all throughout the week. And what do we do with that stuff? Do we show love? Do we show compassion? Do we show, faith without works? Do we do that? Or we just want that weekly dose? Um, and so I know if you're like me, I want more than that. I do. And so I want to see outcomes. We just came back from my daughter Sophia Olivia Andrews uh, and I just came back from and actually her boyfriend was with us, Stanford, and we're glad to have him there because he helped out a lot with some of the work we were doing. But what I loved about being at this conference, one, you can tell that people had been quarantined for a few years because everybody was just so amped up and excited to be back in the mix, interacting with their peers. But then also at this conference, again, the National Association of Workforce Development Professionals and the Pennsylvania Workforce Development Association, we were at a few weeks ago, a lot of great idea sharing, a lot of energy, a lot of, strategies and things like that. And I love that because I'm saying, man, this is more than just people coming together just for the sake of being together. We're coming together because we're trying to improve and enhance outcomes in the case of workforce development, outcomes in people's lives. And so the different workshops that took place and all the different events that took place, there were some great speakers at the events. My friend Josh Davies was honored for his work. Ran into Walter Simmons with, employee Prince George's County doing some great work down there. Joy Jamerson is another person who's a dear friend doing some great work with her organization. And you just saw all these different people and all these different organizations and agencies saying, yeah, we're here. We're not here to play. We're here to get the job done. And so a lot of the work we do that you all don't get to see, you see the motivational stuff. You see me sharing these lives. But one thing you don't get to see is the process and the systems that we put together. So one of the frameworks we work with is called the three C's. Not gonna give them all to you. I'm just gonna talk about one because you know it's so important to understand that when we're pursuing something or trying to accomplish something, there has to be a mindset. Now, I talk a lot about Dr. Carol Dweck book, Growth Mindset. Mindset, the New Psychology of Success. I talk about that book a lot because to me, it's one of the greatest books out there because all of this stuff starts with mindset. It really does. And it ends with mindset. And so it's not strange. It's not, when you look at it realistically, that's why it seems like so much is going after our mindset, music and commercials and everything is trying to get us to make a decision or to have a feeling or respond to something. So mindset is powerful because most of what's out here is targeting our mindset. That's why we got to be very careful what we listen to or who we listen to, because in reality, what we listen to, what we absorb, becomes who we are. So again, we're talking about these three C's, and the reality is that as I share this with my customers, I've been seeing breakthroughs with them. And I'm not just talking about individuals, I'm talking about like teams, be it in the area of diversity or be it in the area of workforce development, self-care, whatever area we're teaching in, we're seeing breakthroughs that people that are applying these three C's. So let me tell you about the first C. That's all I'm giving you. You want any more, you reach out to me, we'll talk about it. The first C is simply this, that's consciousness. To have a conscious understanding of what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. Think about that. A conscious understanding on an ongoing basis of what I'm trying to accomplish. That's a powerful C in the three C's because this is what typically happens. All right. Person has this great idea. A person trying to make this change in their personality or whatever, or a person is trying to do something new, and there's only a momentary consciousness of what they're trying to do. Hey Oscar, how you doing, man? It's been a long time. We got to try to connect, all right? Literally a consciousness of what. And so here's what happens, and this is important to think about. We have they say short memory span sometimes. We have a short consciousness of what we're trying to do. So let me give you an example. We all have been here before. So a person says, I want to lose weight. I'm going to lose 30 pounds. I'm going to lose 40 pounds. I'm going to look like I did when I was in high school. And so in the beginning, there's a consciousness of, okay, I want to lose weight. So the person diets, the person has a strategy, the person has they have, notes, they have reminders, they have all these different things, right? And then something happened that tips it. It could be something stressful, something on the job, something in the family, or whatever, right? And then all of a sudden that consciousness and that effort that I was putting forth fades away. And then next you know, 1 month goes by. And then 2 months go by. And then 3 months go by. And then guess what happens after a while? We're not even doing it anymore. Why? We don't have a consciousness of it anymore. We're not even thinking about it. We're thinking about this challenge or that thing or this thing or that thing. So when we talk about three C's, one of the most important C's is consciousness. Like I tell my customers and organizations, like if they want to do something like, again, diversity, or if they're trying to do something with self-care, I said, I love doing trainings, don't get me wrong, but what I really like doing is help you build a system. Because what you need is not a person coming to give you a shot in the arm. That's nice. It's okay. It helps. But if there's no system to follow up, it's just going to be a shot in the arm. Then people want to say, this training wasn't worth it, or we're not doing it anymore. The reason why is you lost the consciousness of what you were taught. I think the strength of what we're doing really now lies in our coaching. Like we'll do a training and then a coaching, like self-care, diversity, training, coaching, because you got to keep that consciousness of what you're trying to do around and aroused all the time in order to accomplish it. So think about that first C. I may give you the second one at some point, but for now, we're going to talk about the first C, just consciousness. How do I remain conscious of what it is I said I'm going to do all the time? And it's interesting. Y'all know I'm connected with Pierre Campbell, who's a phenomenal speaker, trainer, coach, and We talk all the time, probably pretty much every day. And one thing we both do a lot of, we go to the gym. We don't even think twice about it. Get up in the morning, I'll call him, where you at the gym? He called me, where you at the gym? Weightlifting, running, doing all these things. It is an absolute consciousness we have of physical fitness. Don't even think twice about it. Get up, go to the gym, work out. Get up, go to the gym, work out. Get up, go to the gym, work out. Why? Because we understand the health benefits of exercise. We do. And there's some folks out there that say they hate exercise. You know what? Your body loves it. Your body thanks you when you work out. Your body's like, oh, wow, my blood's flowing. Oh, man, I can take care of myself. I can heal a little bit better. I have a sense of clarity in my thinking. Why? Because I have a consciousness of not just working out, but the benefits of working out. Think about that. Anybody out there that's watching, if you want to chat, type in the chat feature. Don't just listen to me. What do you think about what I'm saying? Is this relevant? Does it make sense? I mean, how many situations have you had when you've done something and then you drop it and you say you're going to do something, you drop it. I'm going to write that book and I drop it. Going to lose weight, drop it. Going to build this company, drop it. Going to have this successful team. 4 months later, you're fussing and hollering at each other. Why? You've lost the consciousness of what you are attempting to do. And then once you get that consciousness, then you got to work on it. You got to read books. You got to, listen to videos. Maybe if you need coaching, get coaching. But the reality is, man, if you don't, the first C is the foundational C in this framework we have, because we're trying to get folks to do is have a consciousness of what it is they're trying to do and not losing that consciousness, not allowing stressful situations to cause you to like drop it, like the old saying, like a hot potato. Stay the course. I mean, seriously, all the people I know that are achieving an outcome, they set the goal, they developed a consciousness, and they're staying the course. I got a big shout out to one of my friends, Lionel Phillips, and I don't know if he watches these or not, but Lionel, I'm proud of you because I remember several years ago, he reached out to me and said, hey, man, I want to get some coaching around, I want to do these triathlons. And he just wanted coaching around, just the motivational pieces of it. And because he's a smart guy, he's analytical, he knows what to do. And so we did several coaching sessions, and then he put his plan together. And I think it was last year he did his first Ironman. But I remember when he was first talking about it. Now he does these things. I'm trying to keep up with him. I keep telling him I'm going to do it one day. I'm not quite there yet, Lionel. I'm working on it. But this guy can ride a bike 100 miles and swim 15 miles. I mean, I don't know the numbers, but the reality is, I remember when he first started, consciousness. He didn't say, I'm going to do it and then drop it. He went out and got the gear. He bought the bike. He joined clubs and organizations. That's what it takes. Because if not, what typically will happen, my friends, once the consciousness drops, you're not doing it anymore. And so what an evidence of the fact that you're conscious of doing it is what you do after. Do I connect with people who are like-minded? Do I read books? Do I put systems together? Remember, I've said this 1,000 times and I'll say it 1,001. We don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. You might want to write that one down. We don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. What system do you have in place to assure, all right, that what you're trying to do is going to take place? And so the consciousness is the first C. And so if you have any questions, let me give you my email address, coachdspeaks.com. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and say, hey, coach, I listened to you talk about this, man. I have some questions regarding this. I may be struggling in my own right. You know what I mean? I always give folks time. And I get a lot of people reach out. I can't give everybody hours of my time, but I give people a few minutes. We talk, chat, share some stuff, and the reason why is because I realize that when you're gifted, that's my website too, for those interested in our website. When you're gifted to do the things we're gifted to do, it's a gift. You know what I mean? And it's not always just a gift for self. It's a gift to help others in their life quest. Like anybody that knows me know I don't operate in a mode of pessimism. I just don't have the time for it nor the energy. It sucks the life out of the person that has it. It's not so much the impact it has on the people, which is terrible, but it's also the impact it has on you to be pessimistic. I mean, all of a sudden you physically feel off and your mind starts to go wonky on you. It's not worth it. So I try to do my best to operate in the realm of optimism. I find myself having to respond to people sometimes because of their pessimism, but I don't produce pessimism. That's not what I. That's not in my mo. I just don't do because I understand energy, and so I would rather remain on the side of positive. But the reality is that's a consciousness as well, because I don't want to lose my mind. I don't want to be frustrated, angry, and all that. So I have a consciousness. I need to keep some peace in my life, even though sometimes peace is not always around you. You still gotta find a way to keep peace. Because if you don't, what happens is then you get sucked in, and all of a sudden that consciousness that you have of even peace fades away. Then you find yourself in this quagmire, where you can't seem to get out. So let me run with for today. Great doing these again. Won't be doing one for a few weeks because I'm, going to be away. But the reality is, get consciousness and stay conscious. If you're going to work out, put your plans up in front of you. If you're going to change your diet, have a journal that you keep. Do some journaling, whatever. If you're going to try to improve your attitude, disposition, read books on positive attitude, listen to videotapes and videos and no videotapes. We just have videos now, right? And get that consciousness, man. Because if you don't, what happened is the thing that you say you're going to do 5 months from now, you're like, wasn't I working on something? Because you lost the consciousness of what you were doing. You just don't even think about it anymore. So that's all I got for you today. If you have any questions, reach out to us. This is what I do all the time. I busy like I said. This last month was extremely busy, and it's going to be busier over the next month. But I love what I do, and I love making a difference in the lives of people. That's all it's really about for me. That's all it's ever been about. So that's our number if you want to reach out to us as well. Any questions, and and as I do these again, keep in mind, yeah, there it is. Yeah, music is what brings positivity for me. Somebody posted that in there. I don't know who that is, but I love this. Says Facebook user. Funny thing about Facebook is some people names you see and other people's names you don't. So whoever this Facebook user is, music is definitely it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so you know, find your thing. Like I do a lot of self-care training, and this person maybe, oh, hey Katrina, how are you? Yeah. And when you attend like my workshops, we always talk about what floats your boat as far as self-care. You see what I'm saying? And it's so important to have your thing. Like for me, working out gets me going. I like fishing too. Going out there and just sitting out there all day, even if I don't catch anything, I don't care. I like fishing. But what is your thing that kind of gets you going? And and connect to it. So anyway, any questions, reach out to us. I gave you a lot of points of contact. Hope this information was helpful. And remember consciousness. Don't start and stop because something happens and you forget about what you said you were going to do. And several months later, you're like, oh, I was working on something and you totally dropped it because you lost the consciousness of it. Take care. Bye-bye.